Hey YouTube, my name is Kenny. Thank you for checking out the channel. Today's video, what we're going to be doing is getting a Banshee disassembled that I picked up. So if you all have checked out the content anytime recently, you all know that I had some more Banshee content that I stated I was going to get loaded up. So I did get some videos and some pictures of all that stuff, but here's some updates of what I have going on and the expectations for the channel. I was going to do the Raptor 734 build first, but the Banshee is so close to being done and having everything here, I'd rather just get it all together before I have anything else sitting out there. So originally I had a dog back there, freaking scared me. Originally I had a 2006 421. You all seen it, love that machine, it's amazing. I did come across a 2002 that I was going to just do some different colors on, do some custom plastics, and have that retro look. Somebody posted one online that they had listed as a 92.5 pink tank and pink stuff. I love that. But I decided I was going to do something similar in retro, so I had that machine here. Then I get online. Somebody had a 94 on there listed, and I was like, I really like that deep blue, purplish look with the on the rims and all that, with the trimmed out in yellow. So I reached out to the guy. We made a deal. I went up there, but before I went up there, I asked him, can you give me the VIN number? He sent me a picture of the VIN, and it turned out the VIN was actually a 95. With that being said, I really like the 95s as well. The yellow wheels, I think, look absolutely amazing on those as well, and I really kind of like the bright look to them. So I was going to have the three Banshees, 421, a retro, and the 95, trying to get all my years together. So I started brainstorming. I've been building the bottom end for a 421. So I have the stroker crank, and I've gotten all the parts, and I've gotten cases and all that. Then I kind of decided, I need to figure out how to make these machines different. I don't want to all have the exact same machine. So I did switch up and put some street tires on my 421, as you saw in the last video. And I started to break down the retro machine because that was going to be one of the next ones on the build list. Then I decided, I was like, you know what, I don't know how to really make these different. I wanted to keep one close to the 350, doing a sleeper. If I did a sleeper, it's still going to be like, close to the 400 cc's. And, I'm going to end up having the exact same machine. I didn't want to do that. So what I ended up doing was selling the roller of the 2002. Sold all the roller and all the plastics that I got on that deal. Made a little bit of money off of it. Great. Now I have the 95. I spent a good bit of time sanding those plastics, getting those plastics cleaned up, looking great. I came across a sunrise yellow powder that is the same color as the Yamaha yellow. It is color matched with prismatic powders, and I went ahead and blasted and powdered the OEM wheels that came here, and they're all wrapped up right there in some cellophane, and they're going to go into my storage building. But what we're going to do is go ahead and get that taken down. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a slightly modified 95 Banshee. It's going to have some power upgrades to it. We're going to be running some CPI pipes. It does have a little bit of port work done to it, but we're going to keep it close to stock, but just make it look better and perform. This would be the Banshee that I would take on the trails if I decide to. The 421 won't be a trail machine at all. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we got going on here. Hopefully I got all these pictures and stuff posted up right. But, the 95 is one of the colors I really like. If I can go down on the list, the ones that I like the best would happen to be the 92, which you all saw the build that I've done before. And then I'm kind of tied in between the 94, the 95, and the 97. They all have really good color schemes that I like. The blues are kind of basic in my opinion, and the white and silvers and all that stuff, and the blacks, they're all just kind of basic ones. But I do like the color on these machines. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going back here. To the motor sitting there, and get this video rolling. Yeah, here we are. I think it looks really wonderful. It looks really good. These are the wheels down here and up here that I did take and get blasted. If you look down on here, they all do have the 94 logo on them, so this is the appropriate year. I did reach out to somebody else who had a couple of them for sale online, and they sent me pictures, and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure I got authentic wheels, and that, because, the machine is a 95, but these wheels are 94 and they were yellow. And they were like, oh, yeah, ours are the same way. So I think I'm pretty good on that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put those into storage here in a bit. If I ever sell the machine, these would be the kind of parts that go back onto it. The Baja wheels, I did blast those at one point in time. And I powder coated those, polished aluminum, and I had them on the Banshee that would have been the retro build. But for this, I wanted something different. So I decided to take the Baja wheels and get those blasted and powder coated and just put it on here. That way I can have the machine as an actual roller, you know, moving. We did, like I said, restore the tanks. I did a good bit of sanding and polishing and cleaning those up. So this is as color matched as it's going to get. This color, as I stated, matched the Yamaha yellow. So it's the same color that I had on my YFZ 450. However, the Yamaha yellow that I purchased for that machine was something a little different. It was called, Yamaha yellow. And it had that part number right there. And they had another version of it that didn't have any kind of like pearl to it. And I didn't want that pearl. I wanted it to be just like, you know, what it was going to look like. Just like the plastic, just a basic looking machine. So what I did was they had another link there that was a solid tone color. I went ahead and selected that. Got a couple pounds sent to me. So far I've done the 2 sets of wheels. I am going to get the shocks taken off, get the shocks done. Sprocket guard and the brake hub are going to also go yellow. Rear spring and the front springs are going to do the same. And I'm going to actually get one of these rear springs that I have here, this one or this one, sent off to Kevin and just have him do a basic clean it. Well, do a great cleanup, a basic rebuild, nothing crazy, because this is going to be stock suspension. Unless I can find some work shocks for the front. I'd like to find some work shocks for the front because these are, you know, pretty freaking stiff. So, yeah, I might do that. Anyways, we're going to get this thing broken down and hopefully have it all in pieces by the end of this. And then I'm going to start the powder coating process here in the next video. So this video will be about getting it all breaking down, putting it in the piles. We have everything sitting here already. We have the motor. We have pretty much, for the majority, this one is going to stay pretty close to stock. I don't even think I'm going to upgrade the steering stem and the bars. I'm going to keep everything that's here and just use everything that's here. And it's going to just basically have the exhaust, intake, some port work done to it, and a custom pretty motor. All right, let's jump right into it. So the disassembling is moving along. Got a couple things off, took a little bit of heat. Axle nuts came off with no problem. The sprocket, however, took a lot of heat, some beating. Now, I don't know if they didn't have anti-seize back in 95, but the sprocket's going to need replaced, of course. The hub, we took these rusted springs here off of the brake line here, those covers. Master cylinder looks well, but as you can see, that end is all rusted and tore up, so might see if I have another one. I think I have a spare one somewhere. I'm going to need a new reservoir cup. I might just buy a whole new master cylinder. We'll see what I can find. I know they make some reproduction ones, but, you know, that's that. The spring, going to get a new one of these. So I'm doing this to let you all know what I'm doing, but I'm also doing this because once I reference back to this video, I'll know what parts I need to order and whatnot. But the axle looks like it's straight. Make sure it ain't hot. I mean, it's being straight, and I'm not making this longer and I'm not making it wider. So if I could be able to get the sprocket off and the, what's that thing? The carrier off, I'll reuse those as well. So we'll go ahead and dig into that here. All right, so here we go.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me.
We're good on these. All right, so we finally, I wouldn't say finally, it's taken me, my wife left at about 6, it's 9. It's taken me about 3 hours to get this thing torn apart to where we're at now. We got all of our other parts laid out back there. I got to do a video on the Sportsman putting the water, the fuel pump back in, but we're going to go over everything that we got here and hopefully be getting this video wrapped up. I will tell you any of the issues that I had. The only issue I really had was I did beat the sprocket hub up, so I'm going to have to get a new sprocket hub and new sprockets and all that, so that's no problem anyways. But motor-wise, the freaking swing arm bearing was stuck, so I was able to get in there with my grinder and get the swing arm cut out without destroying it, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you how I did all that. So first, the frame is here, and I got my front bumper just sitting there just so you all see the color that it's going to be when this is all done. Yeah, go figure it. It failed. The machine fell in that one part of the video for it once I got the back end off in the shock, but we're going to go back closer to the aluminum color. Not really sure if I maybe should do a different color of silver. I might. I don't know. Because this looks like it is the OEM color, and it looks a little bit grayer than the silver. So I'm going to try to do some research to see how close that is to the factory color. But I went through all the bolts and stuff, all the holes with the thread tapper. But there is one that I have to drill out and see if I can get that one cleaned up and extracted out. So that's going to be the only one I'm really worried about. As you see, like I said, I went through all these. Here I did put some bolt zerts in there just so that it makes it easy to put things on. I'm going to put two here, one here. The plastic stays that come out and come up here, I'm going to put one on the top there and one in the plastic stay up here. So that way the plastics can go on without having to reach underneath and get all those bolts. Everything else I'm going to keep it factory. I'm not going to remove any tabs from this one. Keep all these on here if I can. As long as they're able to be flexed down good enough to where I can get the wires back in and out, that's good. I want to make sure that this one is able to be just back to stock if anyone wants to change anything. We're going to run the stock brake system and everything going up through here. So everything here is going to be here. These are all staying. These are going to be staying. I mean, everything's going to be in here. Even though we're not going to be utilizing it, that's going to be one of the features or one of the good things about this one is if I ever do turn around to sell it, it is going to be so close to stock that if a person wanted to take it back that way, they'll be able to. They won't have my wheels, but they'll be able to get it back. Now, over here, let's see. Swing arm came out. It's going to get powder coated and blasted and all that. But as you see, I did not hit the ends of it pretty much at all. So they're still all rusty looking. So that's going to be good. Blasting, good bath of everything tomorrow on blasting. And this will be looking pristine. The arms, I'm going to see about how I'm going to do those. I'm going to attempt to try to powder coat them this time, and we're going to see how it turned out. It turned out well on my 92, but I think I got lucky, so I'm going to try it out on these. My carrier, I'm going to order new bearings for it, but it looks good. This is going to either get cleaned up or replaced and get a new resi. I mean, things like that. These small details when you put new reservoirs on. Just look how amazing that one looks compared to the one over here. We got new hubs coming, but I'm going to get all the hubs, bearings, and everything removed. I need to send out this shock and this one to Kevin. See if he can rebuild those for me, for sure. These are the parts that I know for sure are going to go silver. Over here. This is going to go yellow. And the other hub, when I get it, is going to go yellow as well. The front springs are going to go yellow. I am going to be looking for work shocks. If I can find somebody who has some for sale, I will put works on the front. These are freaking stiff. I don't know. Yeah, they're pretty stiff. Stem, axle, all that stuff is going to all get reused. This right here, the linkage, is going to need some new bushings. As you see, it's got some play. Well, not a whole bunch. I mean, shoot. Yeah, it's got play in that. So get that rebuilt. And these are all the parts that are going to go black. Brake lines and all that. These are the exhaust pipes, things. I mean, we got plenty to go on here. Over here, I got the silencers, and I already got like gaskets, brake lines, intake, bolt kit, clamps, case saver. we got a good bit of stuff already over here that we're going to be using. So, yeah, we're going to be moving along. So, yeah, I'm going to be getting online here in a little bit and starting to order my parts and putting parts in the list. And we'll be seeing what's going on. Hold on, let me show you all my grinder and how I was able to get that cut out. They're going to horn it up in here. Hopefully, it don't sting me. So, I had a fresh grinding wheel on there. So, you know, they're about 4.5 inches. Yeah, 4.5 inches. And I was able to just put it in here like this. Literally, it was able to go just right there. And when I pushed it all the way in, so you cut the bolt to that amount, then I was able to rotate the bolt some, cut it there, and do the same thing on the other side. And as you see on the other side, I didn't touch the frame at all. Over here, I was on the frame, but there's no gouge, there's no lip, either up and down, so I didn't take any tolerance or anything off there. So I did real good getting that bolt off. So front hardware all came out good, and it's all going to be able to be reused. However, with the bolt kit, I'm not going to. I'll just reuse the top one and get that one get the bolt powder coated on the head. I mean, it's going to come along quick. Yeah. All right, everyone, I've taken enough of your time up today. We're going to go ahead and get this video closed out, get it uploaded. I'm going to be doing some changes to the motor. The motor's going to be, that'll be one thing that I might do some looks to. I might make it a little flashy. So we'll see how that's going to go. I'll decide on that a little bit later on. But for the most part, we're concluding this one. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you'll be notified that you can follow this build along with me. If you're interested in my kind of content, check out the, the 2006 that I did right here and the 93 that I did over there.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy.